Hello, my name is Dr. Tony Jean Dickerson, and I am the president and founder of the Akoma Ntoso Modern Quilt Guild of Central Indiana. It's important to represent our quilting with African fabrics, particularly my quilting with African fabrics, because I am an African. Quilting is so personal, like when you take fabric and you recreate something with it, and you should be presenting who you are authentically. So because I'm African, I should use those things that are of who I am. To me, louder than words means when someone walks by and sees your work, it speaks for itself. What you meant for it to say may be reinterpreted many times by whoever's coming to see it, but it should say something. When we present an exhibit like Louder Than Words, we want it to speak to people at the core of who we are as the quilter and as the core of who they are as the people who are seeing it. And like I said, any piece of art that someone looks at is going to be reinterpreted based on who they are, but we still want it to say something. If I am making a quilt where I'm trying to send a message, for instance, my 2020 quilt in honor of George Floyd and the thousands of African Americans that are killed each year by the police, then I want to convey my hurt, I want to convey my disgust, I want to convey my despair, I want to convey my anger even in what I am doing. If I'm trying to convey a message of triumph and someone surviving, then I make sure that I send a different message, like my Tarana Burke quilt for the Me Too movement. Akoma Ntoso is an Adinkra symbol called Akoma Ntoso that means linked hearts and understanding. Our guild was founded April 7th, 2018. Our quilting guild has members from the ages of 7 to the ages of 70 plus. They are retired, semi-retired like myself, full-time workers, students who are in school. We have people like myself who've been sewing all of my life. I've been sewing all of my life, or we have people who are in their 70s and they never touched a sewing machine before. And so all of those members come together to create and to give back to the community and to fellowship and to have a good time.
Hello, my name is Keita Blunt Duncan. I'm the charity coordinator for Akoma Ntoso.
Hi, my name is Samara Duncan, the youth ambassador of Akoma Ntoso.
What I enjoy most about quilting is being able to pick out different fabrics and put them together to see a different product. Just the colors alone are really good. Just being able to be creative, because I never thought I would be.
I enjoy being able to get it complete and just being able to see it done and just being creative with my own being.
What I like most about the guild is being able to have the fellowship with the fellow members, being able to bounce really ideas off one another, whether it be when we're working on a project, and that's what we go for, to get away, work on a project, and still be able to have fun. Well, the community should visit this exhibit because we have a bunch of creative pieces that will be shown, whether as far as different colors and ideas, and to be able to see our work that we've worked so hard for.
The community should visit this exhibit because we really worked hard on them, and even though it took us a while, we still got them done. And those are our creations that we created. The importance of youth being involved with this guild is so that they can be creative and just take on the legacy of the guild so that we can keep continuing to go on for years and years.
Hi, my name is Verna Moore, and I'm a member of the Akoma Ntoso Quilting Guild of Central Indiana. And I'm here today to talk to you about Louder Than Words. Louder Than Words means that there's a language that's unspoken. And sometimes louder than words can mean action speaks louder than words. I am going to explain to you what my quilt is about, and it is using Adinkra symbols. And in Adinkra symbols, They are from South Africa. The Akon people use Adinkra symbols, and the Adinkra symbols have many meanings, and they're multi-layered in meanings. So my quilt is entitled Life's Journey. I use these particular Adinkra symbols to depict the different circumstances that I have gone through in life and what these symbols mean to me. The first one here is the symbol that means to accept God. Accept God. And as I have been on my journey, that was one thing that I realized a long time ago in my youth, that God is in control and God is the head of everything. The next symbol is the ram's horn, and that is the symbol of strength. And along my life's journey, I have had a lot of difficulties and obstacles to deal with, and as God being the head of my life, I had the strength to deal with those things. The next symbol is called the fern, and it is the symbol of endurance. The next symbol is the hairstyle, and it is a symbol of loyalty. And in my life also, on my journey, I have encountered many friends that have been very loyal to me. And one of my friends, which is here today, we have been friends over 40-some years, and she introduced me to the Adinkra symbol. My quilt's title is Life's Journey. It is the Adinkra symbols from West Africa, and I became a member of the Quilting Guild, one of the founding members of the Quilting Guild in 2018, and it has been the joy of my life. I am always excited to learn new experiences and quilting skills.
Hello, my name is Yvette Ellis, and I'm with the Akoma Ntoso Sewing Guild. This quilt represents West Africa, and West Africa is located here, and I wanted to identify that on the African map. Now, there are parts that certain cloth has come from that has expressions of its own. Now, Mali with the mud cloth, which is trimmed around. We have Cote d'Ivoire and the Adinkra symbols, and Ghana with the Adinkra symbols. And Kente cloth is from Cote d'Ivoire as well. Now, back in the 1300 BC, Confucius said that signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor laws. Quilting has an extended importance today, because when we go back into our history, we remember the quilts that hung out that towed the Underground Railroad path. And so we learned from that, and through quilting there was another form of expression that we would look for and was secretive at the time. As this is not secretive, it's messages to the world that I think that we could all benefit from. So it's something to know and share and communicate, because it's a rich cultural history from Western Africa, but its value is of the essence today.
Hi, my name is Alnita Renee Lee. I am known as Nita. I am a member of Akoma Ntoso and have been since it started. I am the Block of the Month coordinator. I am also the birthday Block of the Month coordinator. I got into quilting because my aunt, Toni Jean Dickerson, came home and decided she wanted to start a quilting guild. I enjoy crafty things. I'm always looking at DIY type things, and so I wanted to learn how to quilt. What I enjoy most about quilting is the creativity of it. And for me, it's all new, so it's exciting all the time. Just recently I have done paper piecing. That is difficult. I almost quit. That's how difficult it was, but once you get it, it's like, aha, and it's like wonderful. So I was like pushing them out in a day, and I was like, I am great, but it's just the creativity of it is wonderful.
Hi, I'm Montika Allen Atkinson, and I just recently joined the Guild. I enjoy quilting. I've been quilting for a number of years now, but only on the long arm for about the past 6.5, maybe 7, close to 7 or 8 years. And so I do piecing, make my own patterns, I dye fabric, and now I'm trying to incorporate embroidery into my quilting. I think the African fabrics is something I've always liked. My mom was a seamstress, so she liked African fabrics. And I never thought about putting them into quilting until just maybe in the last 3 to 5 years, seeing that I think it's important to put the African fabric into the quilts because it depicts a part of our culture, our heritage, and things that we do as African American quilters. Louder than words. When I think of louder than words, I think about the poetry slam and how they use their voice to produce their words to get their message across. So when I think about louder than words with fabric, I think that the louder than words is the fabric that depicts the sound of the voice coming through in an artistic form. Those words are not necessarily depicted, but it's more that inner feeling that people will walk up into that quilt and see, wow, and that art is going to be what they wanted to represent. You don't have to use words with it. The fabric will speak for itself and the designs that are used. I think that'd be nice for the community to visit the exhibit because it's a different way of looking at fabric used in quilts that normally traditionally be worn in clothing, how that message is conveyed, and it's a different way of looking at quilting that's not traditional, but yet traditional in ways of using the fabric and traditional ways of how fabric is used to represent a culture of people and to be appreciated. I think it's art in itself, and it's just going to add that legacy of the African American quilters, and I think people should come out and see that as it represents more than just a quilt. I think the importance that quilting has on our society today is that legacy that's left for years to come. It's artistic. It's going to show how people feel about expressing themselves in ways that's not necessarily traditional, but ways that are modern, and leaving that legacy of where we come from culturally in ways that people never would have thought that we could use quilts in that way. Just leaving that legacy there and sharing that legacy that quilting has for the African American culture or for the quilting world in itself.